Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Go over to my Curry Fences channel and also subscribe as well. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing CXC's press conference. You guys see my face? And I'm trying to be very tempered in my response, right? Because I believe that this press conference was a joke. This press conference was a joke. The students were concerned about their grades, right? And I don't believe enough answers came forward about their grades. The claim by CXC, by Professor Hilary Beckles and Dr. Wesley, I don't remember his last name, right, is saying that they are going to meet with the various ministers of education within the region, and then they are going to present the findings and recommendations to them. And I'm saying they should have come with those things at the press conference or meet with the various ministers of education before they actually came to us, right? They put out 4 statements, I believe. I'm trying to access this on my tablet. 4 statements, right? I'm going to go through the statements, then I'm going to give you my take on it, right? So they came with 4 statements. So the first one says, hopefully I can put it on the screen, right? So the first one says, question, I received an absent for my CXC examination, although I sat in my exam in person. Why is that? So their answer is, if you attended your examination but still received absent, you may submit a query and present your examination receipt to your school or Ministry of Education. Candidates are not required to pay for this service. Kindly note that the deadline for submitting absent queries has been extended to Friday, the 6th of November. So if you got an absent and clearly you are at the exam, you can make a query, submit your query by the 6th of November 2020, right? With your receipt, because you should have gotten a receipt that you were actually at the exam. So that's if you got an absent. Next one now is, what is the script review and how do I request one? So if you are not happy with your grade, you can actually request a review and they are going to tell you now how you can actually do that. If you have questions about the grade you received and would like to have your script reviewed, you may submit a request for a script review via your school or Ministry of Education. The cost for the script review is $15. It has been reduced from $30, so they took off 50% off of it. Candidates should note that the deadline for submission of requests for script reviews was extended to Friday, the 6th of November. So you have until the 6th of November for the review of your script, which is $15 US. Next one is, based on the SBA score, right, submitted by my school, my grade should be higher. Why is this not the case? Answer, it is important to note that the SBA score submitted to CXC by a school is not the final grade. CXC moderates the SBA to ensure that the assessment of the work is aligned to the standard of assessment defined by CXC. This year, all centers and all subjects were moderated. Good. So then if you have a disparity between your SBA grade and your final grade, CXC is basically saying that they are the ones responsible for giving a final grade. Must soon get to that. Right? Exam fact, the 4th and final one. I received ungraded for my CXC examination. What does this mean? Ungraded indicates that the SBA multiple choice paper or supporting documents were not submitted on behalf of the candidate. So in these cases, you should contact the school or local registrar's office to submit a query. Candidates are not required to pay for this service. Kindly note that the deadline for submitting ungraded queries was extended to Friday, the 6th of November. So all of the deadlines are Friday, the 6th of November for each query. If you're making a query about your script, absent or ungraded, right? So let's get into the meat of the matter now. So they're basically saying if you want to review your script, it's $15, 15 US dollars. Good. So if the grade remains the same, then you will be notified. If the grade increases, you will be notified and then you will be given a full refund. But if the grade actually should be reduced, you'll be notified as well, but they're not going to reduce your grade. Your grade going to remain the same, which actually makes sense. Good. For me personally, I think that CXC realized that they actually blundered and they are trying to save face. Something clearly went wrong with the distribution of the grades, or how they actually arrived at the particular grades. Because one question was asked by a reporter saying, tell us how you arrive at the grades. You see me? Talk about the weighting of each paper. Tell us what the SBA, the weighting was on the SBA, what the weighting was on the paper one. CX is saying that they don't do a weighting, they actually do a profile. What does that mean? He's saying that within this week, within a week, they should be able to give us more details on the profiling. To me, that doesn't stand up to scrutiny, because you must say, don't tell me about profiling, there must be a weighting. You must can say to me, the SBA was 50% and paper one was 50%. Why you can't say that? I mean, so many of the SBA grades were excellent and the paper one grades were excellent in my estimation. I can speak specifically for social studies because the paper was easy and a lot of the questions were repeated questions. So why did so many of the students getting grade 3s, grade 4, grade 5, ungraded and so on? Brilliant students that we as teachers expect to get a grade 1, getting a grade 3 with A and then like C for evaluation. I don't understand how the evaluation comes in. I'm thinking that maybe it's because of the SBA. But I'm saying 35, 60 is going to say 60% of the SBA grades were changed, meaning that they were reduced. So it is saying that 60% of the SBAs marked were not properly marked. So basically they're saying that teachers not marking the SBAs properly. Why is this so? They are saying that because 100% of the SBAs were moderated. But I mean, we have an outline for grading the SBAs that we get from students. I'm not saying that some teachers may not be lenient, because that is true. Some teachers might be lenient and they actually give away marks, what I'm saying. But it can't be such a high percentage of teachers not marking the SBAs properly. Look here, I've been marking social studies since 2011. I've been teaching since 2009 and I've been marking social studies SBAs from 2011. So I've been marking over a number of years. Don't tell me that I'm not marking the SBA properly, or you're going to just make that generalization without being specific. CXCs used to send a paper to the school that outlines, issues or commendations that they might have with the samples that have been sent up. But for the past about 3 years, they have not sent that paper. I have never been to a SBA workshop where CXC comes and says this is how you should mark the SBA, or give us a SBA sample and say this is what we're looking for. They don't do that, but yet still they expect us to mark those SBAs for free up until last year, when teachers, I guess, got tired of it and spoke in a louder voice. They're giving us a little chump change. Mark you, I'm still grateful for it because it's better than nothing, but them just give you a little chump change for mark the SBA. And I'm saying, if all the SBAs can be moderated, I'm saying to CXC then, take away the responsibility from us as teachers to mark those SBAs and only give us the responsibility to help the students with the SBAs, but send it up to CXC for CXC to determine the grade. Don't ask for us to give the students a grade and then you're going to say that CXC is the final person to determine the grade. No, that doesn't make sense. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, because I mean, the registrar is going to say that the SBA component was introduced because teachers complained over the years that the students' body of work was not being represented in the final grade. So they instituted the SBA. So I'm saying you should have confidence in us as teachers. What are the moderators that remark for CXC looking for what we as teachers, we didn't look for or we did not see? We need a comprehensive report outlining all of those things, which would put my mind at ease and get me ready now for the bulk of SBAs that I'm going to mark, to say, alright, these are the issues that CXC had the last time. I'm going to help the students to work on these issues. That's what I'm saying. And that's the small thing that I would require as a teacher to better help my students going forward. Understand? So by the end of the week, CXC says that they are going to put plans in place to allow, candidates to contact them directly for queries instead of going through their school or local registrars, right? Which is a good thing. So candidates can actually contact them, because I know that many persons are complaining that they call in CXC on the phone and them can't actually get them, which is a major complaint from a lot of persons. You get what I say? I don't understand why CXC operates in this cloud of secrecy, I don't understand. You can't see the marks. You can't see what students actually got to get a grade 1. You can't see what they got to get a grade 2, a grade 3, a grade 4. Everything they say, oh, profile. Yet still, you see the thing that I cannot accept. Let me not say I don't understand. But one thing I cannot accept with CXC is with their profiling. Someone gets A and C gets a grade 2. Somebody else gets an A and a C and gets a grade 3. What? I believe they get A or C if a 2 or 2. Everybody will get A and C if you get 2. Or if A and C is a grade 3, everybody will get A and C should get a grade 3. Don't tell me that the C that John Brown get is at the lower spectrum than the A and C that Mary Jane get. No, I believe that, like when I was going to university, right? They said that 70 to 74 was a B. 75 right to must be 79 or 80 is B plus, and 80 and above is an A, right? So anytime you fall there, so if for example I get 79, right? I know that's a B plus. If somebody else gets 78, it's still a B plus. 77, 76, 75, still a B plus. It doesn't matter where you fall in that little bracket, it's still a B plus. And I think CXC should maintain that kind of standard. That's the kind of standard. It can't be that I get 78, right? And that's a B plus, but a man that gets 77, it's no, the same profile, the same method should run. You see me? Or is it time that Caribbean governments look into another exam outside of CXC, because they have become a monopoly, right? They are the only examining body that we use in the Caribbean, right? To place or to rank or whatever you want to call it with Caribbean students. Maybe it's time. Maybe it is time we look to somewhere else, because this cannot continue to be the public that pays CXC, right? We cannot get a straightforward answer as to the marking scheme of CXC. It has been so mysterious over the years, and it's like even with this independent review, it's like I don't see the sense that it made, right? I better them this say we are going to open a direct line so that candidates can contact us for queries and left it right there. So because the press conference was over 2 hours, right? They went on and 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 you just say on and on and on, because 2 hours is long. That's a lot of time when we lose out on the day. You see me? We sit and watch the press conference, and it was much ado about nothing. It was much ado about nothing. It was an insult, it was a slap in the face to candidates, and not only candidates but to teachers and to schools in general. You get what I'm saying? So basically they are saying, accept the grades that we give you, and if you don't accept it, here's the route to do a query. But you know what? I would implore the students, or encourage all students who are not happy with their grades. I mean, $15 US might be a lot to some persons, but I'd encourage those who are not happy with their grades to make the sacrifice, and do the review to actually see if something can go on for you and your grades can actually be improved. I would say, yo, do the review and see if your grades can improve, because CXC can't continue like this. Cannot continue like this, because this is foolishness. This is foolishness. You have a press conference, we can't get specifics. You say in the coming week we're gonna get some specifics. You're gonna meet with ministers of education to give them. You should have met with them before and give them the details and then come on to the general public so the general public can understand clearly what is happening. That is my bone that I'm picking with this press conference and with what CXC is saying. You get what I say? Yo. So they say going forward, I don't know if I said this already, but I'm saying it again. They say going forward, all SVAs will now be moderated because they picked up several flaws in the marking of the SVAs and the allocation of marks. So every year now, every single SVA will be submitted to CXC for moderation. So I hope them come and say one of the recommendations is for teachers not to mark those SVAs, to guide and then send them up and make them mark them and them allocate a grade. You see me? And then send back the review to us or the report to us to let us know what we are doing good, what we're not doing so good, and where we need to improve. That's all I'm saying. You know, and they also said that going forward, I mean exams in January and June of next year, 2021. They soon tell us, I think they said sometime in November, they're going to tell us what we're going to do. So I saw a report before that it's going to be 2 papers in January, paper 1 and paper 2. From this press conference, they said they're not sure yet, so we should wait. So I'm saying those who are doing their exams, wait for us to hear because a lot of regional countries are not doing face-to-face. We are doing online, like in Jamaica, we're doing online teaching. Some schools started late, right? Most schools started late, which is in October, right? And you know that a lot of the syllabuses are very, 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 very long, right? And we usually don't complete them in 2 years. We have to do a lot of extra classes and make handouts, and students have to read on their own and so forth. So they said they're taking that into consideration, so they're going to make a determination what to do. I really hope that they put in the paper 2 this year, because I think that was the major problem, because there was no paper 2 multiple choice, and most students did pretty well on the multiple choice. They wanted the grades to seem authentic in quotations. So I mean, a lot of students got low grades who didn't deserve it. They deserve higher grades. That's my personal feeling. You get me? So more of them I better them they give the paper 2 with the SVA component. They would get a better reflection of the abilities of the students. That's my thinking. So drop your comments and your views down below. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Go over to my Corey Fences channel, subscribe and watch my videos as well. Thank you guys for watching.